Brace yourself, sports and music fans, because every Wednesday at 5 p.m. Arizona time is GO time. Introducing one of the hottest, most entertaining, and downright addictive podcasts you'll ever need. PD&J was good today. Hosted by none other than J-Dub the King and Pocket. These two dynamic personalities will keep you on the edge of your seat with their unique blend of humor, storytelling, and knowledge of sports and entertainment. And you know what makes it even better? They're live on YouTube and Facebook, so you can join the conversation and be a part of the action. We're always on the lookout for awesome guests to join us on the show. So if you think you've got what it takes to hang out with J-Dub the King and Pocket, then slide into our inbox at J-Dub the King. That's JDUBBTHAKING. And let's make some magic together. So what are you waiting for? You don't want to miss a single episode. See you on Wednesday. Don't miss out on the exclusive limited edition You Gon Know Me t-shirts. That's right, You Gon Know Me t-shirts are now available. Be sure to reach out to J-Dub the King to secure your very own t-shirt today. You can contact J-Dub the King via social media at J-Dub the King or through email at jdubtheking@gmail.com. But that's not all. While you're at it, make sure to keep up the hype by streaming the hit single You Gon Know Me by J-Dub the King featuring Yuckmouth and Drew on all major digital platforms. Let's keep the momentum going.
Well, at the end of the day, you are already dark as a motherfucker. Let's just be.
Man, you're black and ease.
Don't question my heritage.
I ain't questioning. I'm telling you what you is.
Hey,
you black, man. You black. Like you black. You 1201.
No, I'm 1158.
No, you definitely 1201.
No, 1158.
Yeah, you're definitely 1201.
Knowing my family history and my niggas from Tortola, we like 1145, 1158.
No, you 12. Well, you hit the dark of the dark.
You're on the dark side of the moon.
Shit, I ain't on the dark side of the moon. I can't even see the moon.
How blind are you? Do you see how many fingers I'm holding up?
And you better stop cussing me out in sign language. I tell you that. What the fuck? Oh man, we live. What the hell?
You didn't have the prompt up. I didn't know that, man. What's good, y'all? What's good? How y'all doing? Another brand new week, another brand new episode, another brand new Wednesday. So you already know what it is. Another PD&J was good today. I'm your host, Jay.
And it is hump day. Hey, y'all, how you doing? How do you do?
You're a fool.
I am not a fool. You know, you can call me black and a fool. You know, some people might say you was racist.
I could be.
Oh, we're live. I'll give him a lie. Oh, truly. We
loyal listener, loyal fan.
You know what? I do have to do one thing.
You know what? Shout out to Trulu because he's one of the very few that I know personally that even goes back when he's riding around, you know what I mean, and listens to past episodes, so on and so forth. He actually anticipates new episodes. And some weeks when we don't put on an episode, I get hit in my DM.
That's why I said if we're gonna grow our followers, I'm gonna just make sure when we don't
shout out to Lou. Shout out.
We do a rerun. What is that
rerun? He gone.
That name sounds familiar.
He gone.
Oh wait, that was the
anyway
with the
tango. In my inbox, we got the You Gon Know Me shirts. You know what I mean? Y'all saw the advertisement. You know what I mean? We representing up in here. Shout out. Salute.
Oh, you know what? Like I was just saying, remember what I was gonna say now. Gotta give a shout out to your Cardinals, making a couple moves.
Josh Sweat. Good.
That's a hell of a pickup.
Hell of a pickup. Let's see what it do. Though.
Josh Sweat, but we gotta say no relation to Keith Sweat. You gotta say that because they're not related. Because you know how black folks.
No, that I'm sorry. That's
who gonna love you like me? I wonder if he sings that when he sacks people. Who gonna hit you like me? Nobody.
You're fired. Get off the set.
Who's gonna accept you like me? Nobody.
Get off the set. You're done. You're fired. Clear out your locker. You're done. No, we're not doing that. No, not happening. Nope.
He's sacking somebody. Who's gonna sack you like me? Nobody. You on one, man.
No, what would actually be very funny is if every time he get a sack, the stadium plays at that point. They cue it up.
Nobody.
No.
Cardinals, if you're listening, you got to do it. You have to do it. I'm telling you. I ain't a Cardinals fan, but I'll be one that day.
That'll be dope. Hey, low key, I gotta go to another Cardinal. Shout out to my wife, right? I grew up in Arizona. Born and bred Reds.
So now you get your shortcomings. Let's go. I can't let it go. True started last week. He told you to take that L. Are you taking the L yet?
So here's the thing about it. Me being a Cardinals fan all my life, I've honestly never been to a regular season game, right? Not even when they was in Tempe.
Oh, wow. That's saying a lot.
I said, just hit me in my DM.
Well, I don't think that person needs to hit you in your DM.
That's not my wife because she doesn't have my last name. So we'll take that down. Anyway, shout out to my wife. Because last season, I actually went and got the opportunity to see the game. And not only watch the game in like one of the normal seats, right? I had one of the end zone seats. It was a dope experience. Even though we lost to the Washington Redskins, Jaden Daniels, he started proving himself to me seeing him live in person at that point. I did see the shortcomings of Kyler, but I also saw what the line was live as well. It's one thing seeing it on TV.
You just making short jokes left and right, man. Come on now. You really had to go there. I saw the shortcoming. No shit, he's short. We know that. Everybody knows that.
But the line didn't help him either. You wasn't supposed to say that, man. But anyway, now that we got Josh Sweat, we making changes to the line, certain things. I would love.
Nobody. I can't help it. I can't help it. Every time I hear that name, I'm going to say that.
I swear to God. And that should have been the title of the show. Damn, fuck you, Gon Know Me.
Nope.
I am not coming to your house this season of football this year. We're not doing it, especially during the Cardinal game, because
I'm gonna have the song queued up as soon as you get a sack. Nobody.
I can't deal with none of y'all. None of y'all.
Oh my God. We're a hell of a season.
Why am I now not gonna call that nigga Josh Sweat? That nigga name is now Key Sweat. The third.
The artist formerly known as.
Shit.
Oh my God.
And as a Cardinal fan, if that nigga start getting sacks of the year type shit, you're gonna have me standing up in my goddamn talking about nobody, and then I'm gonna call you like fuck you. That's exactly what I'm gonna do. That's exactly what I'm gonna do. And then my wife gonna record me, and it's gonna be some fucked up shit.
Oh we might start a revolution. The whole season. Everybody have a sign.
But think about it though. If Josh Sweat came to Arizona, is that I see that as one of two things on some real shit though. Is that because he thinks it's the tail end of his career?
Oh, he's only 28. What are you talking about?
Okay.
He's in his prime.
So that brings me to my second point. He's about to draw more talent to Arizona.
Well, I don't think it was that. I think it's because Budda Baker, I think it's his free agent year.
He needs help.
He's only one position. He's safety.
The defense in whole needs help. The offensive line itself needs to be rebuilt, in my opinion.
Like I said before, what I would do, and I still say this, go get Drew Brees' old line coach so they understand how to block for a short player.
He retired, right?
No, he's not. I think he's in Denver. But I would sit there. If I were the Cardinals, I'd go bring him to the staff just to even show this line. This is how you do for a short quarterback. Because you got to think, he's very similar in stature to Drew Brees. If you give him time, the man can
tell me. I'm sorry.
And then if you look at the early Drew Brees, Todd Collard's arm compares to the early Drew. Remember, Drew Brees, after he had that bad shoulder injury, he couldn't throw that 60-yard ball. Collard still can. We've seen it.
Yeah. Do you think Collard can win the NFL championship? I don't.
Not with
I don't.
There's a couple pieces missing. There are a couple more pieces that you guys need, and he can lead the team. He can. Now, the thing is, it's about the pieces around the quarterback. People always look at, well, can this quarterback do this? The Eagles won a quarterback with won the Super Bowl with Nick Foles, a career backup. So you're telling me that's why when people say, oh, we can't win this, nobody, that quarterback can't win. No, the Eagles won with the backup.
Here. Okay, so moving on from the Cardinals, right? I'm gonna say this: Josh Sweat was a big pickup for the Cardinals, but
a huge pickup.
The blockbuster pickup of the year so far that I'm gonna say personally is DK Metcalf getting dropped from the Seahawks and then getting picked up.
He didn't get dropped; he got traded. He got traded to the Steelers. But again, they don't even have
5 years, 150. And that's why I told her, let's see what they do with their quarterback.
But because here's the funny thing, though.
Bills, he went to where the yeah, he went to the Jets for 2 years.
$40 million, 30 guaranteed. But here's the funny thing to me is DK Metcalf said, I want to go to a contender. He ended up in Pittsburgh. I was like, well, I mean, they make the playoffs.
Depending on who is their quarterback, let's see what happens.
It's going to be more than that. You still got to have a line. They've been trading their line. So you still got to have a line to protect the quarterback. I don't care how many playmakers you have. If you don't have a line or parts of the line that can block, it don't matter because he ain't going to have time.
Okay.
Look what happened once everybody figured out that line and he couldn't get the ball to Pickens.
Nobody.
Now you got Pickens and Metcalf. Great. So you have two big problem child on wide receiver, two attitude at wide receiver.
Niggas be on their periods. I'm sorry. That was a Tourette's in me. I'm sorry.
Them two specifically. My whole thing, I'm Pittsburgh, I would still try to trade. And I remember I said this before. I would still try to pay Pickens.
Oh, but did you hear Mason Rudolph is about to go back to the Steelers?
Is he still in the league?
Yes. He's been a backup quarterback for the Colts for the past 2 years.
I know when Kenny Pickett got traded from the Eagles, I was like, oh, he learned how to play in a system, and they traded him to another system that he's going to fit in. I can't remember where they traded him. The Colts. I think he went to the Colts, right?
So at the end of the day,
no, he didn't. Daniel Jones went to the Colts.
Daniel Jones just got. That's why Mason Rudolph is gone. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, you got rid of the races to die down the whole situation with the Browns and Myles Garrett, and now that situation is passed. And fuck you, Myles Garrett. Fuck you, because I believe in you, and you cannot win in Cleveland. And
he wanted money.
Know that.
He said he wanted to win, but then he took the money to stay. So, I mean, money talks sometimes. And then I know what Cleveland probably wanted.
Now, if Cleveland becomes a legit contender, then I can say for Myles Garrett.
Actually, I'll say a consistent contender because they're contender every other year.
Correct.
They can do it consistently every year.
Correct. And you just re-signed him on a max contract, knowing this motherfucker only got like 3 years max left in him.
No, he's got more than that. I mean, the thing is, he takes good care of himself. He's in great shape. He's only played 7 or 8 years at high level. He's going to play, and he doesn't get hurt. He doesn't get obviously he gets nicks and bruises like everybody else, but he don't get like Joey Bosa hurt.
You just and Joey Bosa just you
talking with the Bills.
Yeah,
I'm like the Bills went from one aging veteran to another aging veteran.
But it was a great.
How he only plays like 7 games a year. His prime. Oh, he was awesome. I thought he was going to go to San Francisco with his brother.
What's his Deebo Samuel was about to leave.
Well, he already left. He got traded.
Yeah, he got traded too.
I thought, where did he get traded to?
Titans, I think.
Yeah, wherever he went, I'm like, okay. But San Francisco, they done lost like 15 players or something like that.
Money and cap space, bro. You got to think over the next 3 years how much.
Actually, what they're calling is their youth movement, but they got rid of their second best linebacker, Dre Greenlaw. They didn't re-sign him.
They're literally trying to build a team, a Super Bowl contending team around Brock Purdy.
Brock Purdy
is not going to happen.
Well, the thing is, Purdy proved without all the weapons that he had, he's still a good quarterback.
Colin did the same thing.
Colin who?
Kaepernick.
Did what?
Without weapons, took them motherfuckers to the Super Bowl.
No, he took them with weapons to the Super Bowl. Without weapons, he didn't do shit. The league had him figured out in his second year, and then after that, like, I want more money. Okay, bye. And Wayne heard from him since. That's why people talking about he's not in there because of his fight for justice. No, it ain't got nothing to do with that. He could have fought for justice and stayed in San Francisco. What he decided to do was say, I want more money. What they say, okay, go get more money.
I think there was more politics involved in that than what you're saying. My personal opinion.
No, San Francisco wanted to keep him. He decided he wanted to leave and get more money
because of the politics that's involved with staying in San Francisco.
No, it wasn't about the politics being
for
the politics.
What he was trying, he wasn't going to get no endorsement. Nike was not going to endorse.
They already had him endorsed,
and they dropped him,
and then picked him up again when he was no longer in the league.
And then they came out with the jerseys that said, "Fuck up." You're right.
So it wasn't. He had endorsements. It was just that he wanted to try and get more money somewhere else. He should have kept shut up. Stayed in San Francisco, learned how to be a quarterback.
If you wanted to be a ball player.
Bingo. Because you're right. There was controversy around him in the league. Nobody else was going to take that controversy. Like, you started in San Francisco, stay there. Then he started. And what was funny was when it was talking about, Baltimore's looking at him. We ain't looking at him. Yeah, what we said was, what our coach GM said.
Yeah, you were. Before Lamar started showing his ass off.
We didn't have Lamar. Lamar wasn't even drafted yet.
That's what I'm saying.
We were looking at a backup for Flacco. We kicked the tires on him, but then we just got out of the Ray Rice situation.
And my point exactly. That's what was keeping the Ravens relevant at that time because Ray Lewis was out and Flacco was fucking up.
Flacco was flacking. Well, slacking, whatever you want to call it.
All right, we're moving on from sports. That's what we're going to do. So let's talk about what everybody's tuning in for.
I'm trying not to do it.
Go ahead and do it.
Nobody. I'm trying not to do it.
And it's perfect sense because what everybody's tuning in for is. Go ahead. Go right ahead. They're not.
I'm not doing it.
Do it.
I'm not doing it. No.
You're fitting into the program.
I got
the reason why nobody is tuning in is for
nobody.
And the reason why that is because if you live in America, you're fucked right now. At least until next year.
Are we?
I do. I believe that.
Think about that. I said, "Are we?" You said, "I do." I'm like, I don't know how how they didn't connect exactly. They didn't direct connect or whatever you like. But
look, I'm gonna do it like this. Trump wants to get rid of the government the way that it stands right now. But as far as we know, as the public, there's no substitute to implement for the chaos that's about to happen. So you know what I suggest? I suggest that instead of the government using, or even state government using firing squads to execute motherfuckers and call that shit humane now, this is what I suggest. I suggest you do what a substitute teacher did in the state of Texas.
North Texas, to be exact. Mesquite Independent School District.
And
I like the name of that one.
And the thing about it, if you familiar with North Texas is like more of the racist part of Texas than any part of Texas. But here's the thing about it. Substitute teachers,
black substitute teacher,
said because there was some students that was having an issue, a prolonged issue that even the substitute teacher didn't even know about, but I guess it's been going on since then. So what the teacher had did, he set up a fade.
She. It was a female. But the thing is, so it got caught on camera this time, and come to find out, she has a history of doing this, setting up fades for students that have conflict with each other.
As bad as that sounds, I'm sorry. I'm actually in favor of that shit.
Me and him actually on the same page with this. You drop your false teeth in your
I got kids I got a kid that's still in high school and everything like that. I know you got kids that are younger and everything.
I got one in high school, one coming into high school.
So the whole thing about it is like growing up, that's exactly how this shit was.
I mean, let's restate this.
Before you went and got the pow.
Right, let me state this. It wasn't a teacher setting this up, but you and that person handled their business.
Exactly.
In the schoolyard or somewhere around the corner from school.
Like
y'all did your business.
Let me be clear. No, teachers was not setting up fades back in the day or whatever. But what I'm saying is that if I had an issue with you, just like it would go around the school. Oh, meet me in the park at 3:00.
Like, oh, so and so.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And teachers wouldn't get involved, but the parents would have to call the police, blah, blah, whatever happened. But what came out of that was a mutual respect.
Sometimes, most of the time,
nobody died.
And most of the time, friendship.
I got my best friend. Me and my best friend, who I call my cousin, rest in peace, Phil. You know what I mean? How we met was in high school. Me and this nigga, I consider him a bully. You know what I mean? Shit like that, right? We met on the basketball court. Hold on, before you post that. We met on the basketball court, and I went up for a layup. This motherfucker knocked me down to the ground. When he knocked me down to the ground, it was so much in a violent way that, because it was 1-on-1, so everybody was surrounding us, right? Everybody walked up to him like, why you doing him like that? You didn't have to do him like that, da. So a week later, it's going into New Year's. This motherfucker invites me to his house for a New Year's party, New Year's Eve party and everything like that. So I went, and honestly, that started the best bond that I ever had with that motherfucker. The greatest friendship I've ever had with anybody.
When did you fight him?
This was my sophomore year of high school, in the gym at high school. You know what I mean? So this had to be October.
Then December.
Yeah. You feel me? So but what I'm trying to say is like them type of fades and shit like that. I would rather my son, he ain't gonna win every fight. We're not. As human beings, you're gonna catch me eventually, right?
Or you could be like B-Hop, lose your first one, and then go on to have a Hall of Fame career.
But I would rather
put up effort.
You put pause on a motherfucker than rather have to shoot a motherfucker. Now, back in my day, we used to fight, pick one another, whoever lost, whatever won, didn't matter at that point. You pick one another up You cool? You still, you know what I mean? You good? You still got some beat? We good? Okay, we good. Let's go get the drink. Or let's smoke this blunt. And we chill the fuck out. Now, after that, that doesn't mean we got to deal with one another. We don't have to coexist. But at the end of the day, okay, cool. Nowadays, it's not like that. School shootings happening.
It ain't about the school shooting. It's about the fact that you lose a fight in school because now you're on social media. You feel like you got to get your get back. You don't let it go. You don't try to become friends. What do? You go home somehow or another.
You ain't got to be friends, but take the fade.
But yeah, exactly. But the whole thing, what happens now? People go home. They somehow get to the family gun or the parents' gun. Go back. Oh, you remember me? Yeah, man, I whooped you. Pow.
Facts.
Now all of a sudden they think, as in video game terms, oh, he'll be back tomorrow. No, he's not coming back tomorrow. Now you affected two families, your family and his family. He's been shot, maybe fatal, maybe not. But guess what? Their family got to deal with that, and now your family has to deal with the fact you're going to jail. And the most important part about that is your family's now in trouble. Your parents, because you somehow got access to the gun, somehow took it to school. Let's go back to that. Let's read it because we got people that listen that don't watch. You had to go home first after you got out of school, and then go meet up so that way y'all can handle your business without getting in trouble with the school. Exactly. But actually, I'm not going to say.
Going back to that, yeah, that's real talk. Because even by law, and I found this out the hard way, by law, you go home, drop off your book bag, even if you go back to the school park, playground, whatever case, basketball court, whatever it is, it's legal at that point. Why? Because every student at that school knows when everybody's gone, all the teachers, staff, when the teachers is gone faster than the students are.
You did not go home without getting it off.
Some people
we were on the way. We would sit there. We knew where we were.
Some people got off at the bus stop,
so we knew who was walking where.
Niggas be hopping on buses that they ain't even supposed to be riding.
Handle business.
Yep.
Somebody looking out for teachers. We handle business. One thing or another. Walk away.
Oh, niggas that was destined for prison in high school because them niggas be all like, meet me in the bathroom. And the only reason why I say that is because when you locked up, nigga, the only area you get privacy in where there's no cameras at, nothing.
Well, we didn't have cameras when I was going.
It's in the bathroom.
We had cameras at my high school, and the cameras are still there today. They still have them. And I'll never forget the one time I'm leaving the school, going to the car. I see my cousin. I was like, "What you doing here?" She's like, "Oh, that's right. This is your school, huh?" She's like, "I'm looking for so and so." I was like, "Why are you here looking for her?" She's like, "Oh, because she got in an altercation with this person, and that person got their ass whipped, so they called me to come beat her at." Like, wait, come on. I'm like, why? I'm like, we got cameras. I'm not pulling behind me. We got cameras. You don't need to be here. They will call the police here.
And that actually brings me back to the subject of what we talked about a few months ago with baby girl. I can't remember her name right now, but the one that got locked up.
Oh yeah,
that
lost. It snapped. She snapped.
Well, she didn't snap. She was defending herself. The white girl was beating her ass, and she punched the shit out of her.
Right, she snapped,
and old girl fell.
Right. And she snapped. The white girl fell and died.
Here's the thing:
she hit her head.
She didn't die.
She didn't hit her head.
She didn't die.
And blood something.
Come to find out, she didn't even crack her cranium. The family lawyer told her
to say.
Oh man, we haven't talked about that in a minute. So here's the update about that. White girls bullying black girls' friends. Black girls' friends didn't show up to school, so white girl decides to bully old girl. Old girl says, "You want the business? I'll give it to you." So she hit her once. White girl fell, supposedly cracked her head. There was so much backlash that came back from that.
No, you said it right the first time. Blacklash. That's what it's really called when it's black people involved. It's blacklash. And you can't call it white lash. It don't really sound good. Black lash. That's what it is.
That this young lady at the age of 14 going into 15 years old got arrested.
True to the corner. Sit on your hands.
Not only arrested, but placed in a juvenile facility. Not only placed it in a juvenile facility, but ends up getting almost convicted of a crime.
Almost.
And even though she had teachers, neighbors, people that was intimate to the whole situation come out and speak on her behalf and said that she was defending herself, the judge still wanted to sentence her.
Wanted to make a statement because of the colorism.
Come to find out, the white girl only suffered a concussion.
And that's it. Which, now, I will say, and that's it. And as we know,
say it just like that, because there was white people coming on our social media page talking about, well, she intentionally hurt somebody and like going off on us because we defending this girl for defending herself.
And you know what? It's not just
so
white
people. How it is.
It wasn't just white people doing that, though. That's what I want to say. It was people in general, but what I always like to say is when it comes to social media, people want to get called out. They really want to get called out. They really do.
I took that shit personal because I know how it is being in a threatening situation. And when you defend yourself, you're taught to defend yourself. You understand what I'm saying? If cops can get away with shooting an unarmed person because they felt threatened, why can't that young lady defend herself because she felt threatened? So yes, I take that personally on your statements. And it backfired on it. Just like this Trump shit, it's backfiring on a lot of you motherfuckers.
I don't know how
I did that because at the end of the day,
here's the thing. Here's what I want to say to you: don't become one of them. Everything has to roll back to Trump. This has nothing to do with Trump.
No,
we're talking
that
about
that shit didn't happen during Trump. You're right. But what I'm saying is,
I'm cutting you off for a reason. Stop using politics as a way to.
You don't think politics was involved in that whole situation?
No, what I'm saying is everyone wants to use Trump for every situation when he had nothing to do with
that. I'm saying,
but the whole thing is, do not become one of those people that every time something has happened, now because of Trump, this, that, no, let's not do that. We're not going to become that show. It's enough of those shows out there.
Boom.
Exactly. When your skin is black, your skin is. Let's stick with that narrative and not make it about who's in office, because who's in office has nothing. Here's the thing. Wait. I'm not done. Because who was in office was not Trump when it happened.
You're absolutely right.
Who's in office when a lot of things happen?
Back into colorism and exactly what he said about the. Let's go a little bit deeper on that right there, right? Because right now,
actually, you know what I'm saying? The darker the skin, the deeper the sin. The darker the skin,
but right now in this country, it ain't even about the skin pigmentation.
No, right.
Everybody.
But the whole thing.
Everybody.
But the whole thing
right
is,
now it's
I'm telling you now.
But
if you understand what I'm saying on different aspects, and I'm going to go back to sports for a minute. I'm going to mention one person, Terrence Crawford. The darker the skin, the deeper the sin. Terrence Crawford does the same. Is one of the most exciting fighters I've ever seen.
Okay.
He's in the same book as Gervonta Tank Davis. But the whole thing is, you go look at him. Go look at him side by side.
A step above Tank. Go ahead.
After the last fight, you're gonna have to because of what happened with Tank. But the whole thing is, people enjoy watching Tank. They should enjoy watching Crawford because he's even more cerebral.
But if you put them two in that, then you would have to put Floyd in there because
I don't
them
put Floyd.
Two,
the thing is with Floyd,
them two would consider Floyd to be the GOAT to them.
Actually, no, Crawford doesn't.
He doesn't?
No, he doesn't consider Floyd. He considers Floyd a great fighter, but didn't consider him the GOAT. He doesn't.
Okay.
He goes back to the days of old. He goes back to the days of old.
I respect that, like the Sugar Rays.
Right. The Sugar Ray Leonard, Sugar Ray.
Okay. I respect that.
Sugar Ray Robinson, things like that. Because here's the thing. Floyd did something that a lot of boxers don't realize. He bought into the villain. What did he do? He took over Cinco de Mayo. He said, oh, you know what? That's my day to fight. He started building his own brand.
Not no more. Canelo got that shit.
Exactly. But
Canelo
they had to have somebody Mexican take it over. They had to, because it's Cinco de Mayo.
Now who's gonna take it from Canelo? Because he can't do it.
We don't know.
He can't do it.
Well,
he can't do it.
He fights Cinco de Mayo every year.
Not this year. He won't.
Yes, he will. He has a fight lined up. That's what.
And he's gonna lose.
He's gonna lose to that dude. I don't know. The guy he's fighting.
But going back to what we was talking about, girl, y'all people, y'all got to eat your words. Is y'all defending the white lady talking about she is in the skull, one of them helmets and that was all show.
Because the lawyers.
That was literally all show.
But in my problem with all this is, like I said,
colorism and the politics that go with that.
I'm not going to say
this country has been founded on colorism. Think about it. Actually, when this country was, let me say this real quick. And when this country was established, this country was a country before it was even established. Let me go there, right? It was already a country before it was established. When you establish a system, it becomes a corporation. It becomes a company. Think about it. Your clothing brand that you have, like a Nietzsche or Echo Unlimited, Sean John, they got even on their shirts, they say established 1997, 1980, you know what I mean? Whatever it is. When this country was established in 1776. So that means that from 1776 till 2025, this country has been operating under
the pretense
of a company. So everybody,
a corporation, not just a company,
a corporation. So that means that everybody listed, i.e. birth certificates, i.e. social security cards, companies, so on and so forth, that's listed under the United States. Guess what you are? You're a sub-entity to the umbrella of the corporation of these United States. So, if you're like me and you know the history, you should have a problem with that.
Damn it, True, you stole my thunder on that. I was itching to do it. I was scratching my hand. I'm like, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it.
Do it for our listeners because they don't know.
Nobody.
That's what I'm saying.
But you know what? Here's.
And my saying is wrong.
Wait.
What I'm saying is that wrong?
No.
Okay.
Exactly. You felt me on that. So here's what I want y'all to understand. When we're bringing stuff like this to you, we're not trying to create a revolution because the revolution is already happening. That's what I'm going to say. Now,
I'm trying to throw gas on the fire of the revolution.
Here's what I'm trying to do. I'm not even trying to. Now, the revolution, people talking about the gas to the fire. No, we don't need a fire. We need something that's going to unify us. Is a fire going to unify us? It can, because guess what? If you look at the old style, how fires used to happen, they would have multiple people passing the bucket down the line and throw water. Then they got to the point where they needed multiple people throw water.
No, not even now, before that. Before you save the house, what happens when the fire happens in the community? Everybody comes out their house and they do what?
They look and point.
They're coming together.
No, they're not.
No, they're coming together and looking. And then if they find out.
Well, actually, okay. So I get what you're saying.
This nigga said, I got the marshmallows.
See? He understands. He knows where I'm going, though. I got the marshmallow understands where I'm going with this. When I say coming together, what I mean is people start playing roles. Oh my God, so and so's house on fire. Hey, you get the water started. You start the assembly line. We got to get this fire up.
I want to see out for it. I got the marshmallows. You know what I mean? I'm sitting with my lawn chair with the fire.
And that's the problem with the world right now. Everybody's got marshmallows, but nobody wants to do anything. Nobody wants to put the fire out. Everybody wants to roast the marshmallow.
Depending on whose house it is.
But I mean, now mind you, here's the thing.
Depending on whose house it is.
Mind you, here's the thing. You want to talk about depending whose house it is, depending on this, depending on that. Forget depending. If that fire spreads to the next house, it's getting closer to your house. You still want to sit there and roast marshmallows?
Till it gets in my house.
Okay. So that means 5 neighbors are out of houses. You're the 6th one.
Because I can buy that land.
Maybe
at
you
a
can.
cheap price.
Maybe you can. Maybe you can.
At a cheap price.
Maybe you can.
Especially
maybe you
if
can.
I didn't like them.
Maybe you can. Maybe you can. But if you want to go back to colorism, you can't. Oops.
Not like that black dude out of Ohio, though. You heard what happened to him, right? So if y'all don't know this, a dude out of Ohio went to an auction and he bought a house at an auction. At least he thought he bought a house at an auction for $10,000. But what the city did when they did the deed, they gave him the whole fucking cul-de-sac
by accident,
and then expected him to give back the 8 houses
on the cul-de-sac.
Nah, nigga, I'm not doing that.
And they've been fighting him ever trying to find loopholes.
I'm not doing that.
And the loopholes they trying to find ain't working.
Nah, nigga, I ain't doing that. Y'all gave me 10 acres and a mule, nigga. I'm taking it.
Mind you, the state made that problem.
Y'all did it to yourself.
It was funny. They took it to the Supreme Court. Supreme Court, like, well, it's a valid document.
He paid money for it.
He paid money. Y'all owe him.
So they trying to negotiate with him.
And he ain't budging.
I wouldn't budge either.
I don't blame him.
I wouldn't budge either.
And here's why I don't blame. Here's why I don't blame him. Blame him. I said blame him. I like that word. I'm gonna put that in my dictionary for next year. Actually, no, for this year. I still got time. It's only February. I don't March. I got a quarter. Yeah, I got a quarter in. I can do this. So I don't blame him because everybody's talking about getting ahead, getting your 40 acres to the mule, getting a leg up on everybody. He got his leg up.
He got it. He got it. He got it.
So if you get, what I want to say is, if you have an opportunity, you see a sliver of light,
take it.
Put your foot in that door. Don't let it close. Don't sit there and be like everybody else complaining about what you ain't got. Don't be like the girl last week. They told me I got to sell my BMW to get
this man
Don't
got a whole cul-de-sac, 8 houses.
They got to pay him. They got to pay his. They got to pay him. Now what's going to now here's the ultimate what's going to try. They're going to try to do. They're
10 acres.
They're going to try and cut into the taxes that he gets, but because it's Ohio, it's a little bit different there. It's a little bit different. Just a little bit different. What I mean,
the same white girl that's complaining that she got her food stamps and cut and goddamn Section 8 raised, she complained that this nigga got 8 houses.
Well, you so busy trying to work the system on the wrong end. He's working the system on the right end. And he just happens to be a young black entrepreneur
that owns a cul-de-sac. Let that sink in. This nigga owns a block for $5,500.
Now, here's the thing. If it was me, I'm just saying, I'd rename it 40 Acres and a Mule Realty. I'm just saying. If it was me.
Pocket.
If it was me.
But nobody gonna do that.
We don't know that.
There ain't nobody gonna do that.
We don't know that.
Fuck that.
I'm gonna sell the name.
For how much? Because I want my cut.
I ain't gonna put a number on it. I'll put a number out there, then they gonna know. It's undisclosed.
It's competitive.
It's not competitive.
Like that commercial. Your salary is competitive. Well, can you put a number on that? It's competitive. Okay.
So you understand. So is it really? No, it is competitive. It's a good price.
Hey, look, nigga, I'm trying to find loopholes where white motherfuckers be finding loopholes at, bro.
Because I'm glad when I say loopholes, because here's the thing.
They sitting on the roof right now. So tell me what you know. Because right now we both in the come up.
Right now, it's an even playing field.
That part. It's an even playing field. Y'all both sitting on the same.
We all look at each other.
That we built. We sitting on this couch together. So if you want out, nigga, here's the deal. Since y'all want to make deals, Y'all, the DA make deals all the goddamn time. So here's the deal. Y'all on the same playing field as us right now.
Level.
You help yourself.
You know what this reminds me
You
of?
help me. All you gotta do is let me in.
You know what's funny? This takes you back. Kind of almost biblical. Remember how they were building the towers and
The
buildings?
ones that's on the bottom is gonna come on the top. The ones that's on the top, they gonna fall to the bottom. And we see that happening now. So the elders, they would say, we living in the last days, right? Yeah, damn right we are. But the last days can last for 1,000 years, because biblically, one day is 1,000 years.
And not only that, but here's the thing. When you say we're living the last day of 1,000 years, here's the problem with it. Here's not even a problem. If you go back to biblically, remember how they were building closer and closer to get to the sky, right? And that's what was happening. We had people that were going ahead of all of us. Now all of a sudden, the blood got swept out, everything got knocked down to even.
And everybody's speaking a different language.
And now everybody's at the even playing field. Now we're all staring eye to eye. Oh, remember last week when you was up there looking down on me?
You can't even go to Jerome and be all like, nigga, you remember that $20 you owe me last week?
It's $100 now. What? Oh, I'm sorry. You didn't see what happened? We're here.
Nigga, when I gotta pay $10 for a dozen eggs, nigga. No, I'm just saying, like, and this goes back to what we were talking about last week. Let the shit happen. Everybody want to complain. Everybody want to have a say-so. Everybody understand that this man is playing chess and y'all are playing checkers.
Y'all ain't playing. No, wait. They're not even playing.
Y'all could understand that this man almost got you in checkmate, but y'all got 3 moves that y'all could make to prevent that shit.
But you sitting there boo-hoo-hoo and complaining and all that stuff. You ain't making moves.
No.
Why you're the one sitting there on your social media building your following while everybody else is doing it the right way. Doing like you go ahead and do that. Why are you doing that?
There's a society of people. There you go.
Bingo. Motherfuckers ain't happy no matter what you do. Exactly. You could sit there. You could give people. I'm going to just throw a number out there, $100,000. And you know what they're going to say? That's it.
Yeah.
That's all you giving me?
I would say that shit too. I would be grateful.
I wouldn't even say that. I'm like, thank you. That's going to help me get where I need to go.
I wouldn't say nothing. I would be grateful that I got that because that's $100,000 that I didn't have, and I can make moves with that. I can do certain things with that. But in today's society, in the back of my head, I'm like, I need about $5 million. What the fuck you give me this $100,000 for?
The whole thing is, I'm not gonna. The thing is, like you said, I'm gonna say it under my breath. But you know what? I'm gonna acknowledge. I'm gonna acknowledge what you gave me. I'm gonna acknowledge that. I'm
okay,
like, hey, thanks for that, man.
Okay, so
I didn't need.
Stay right there.
And I'm gonna tell them, and I'm gonna fluff their feathers. I'm gonna be like, you know what? I didn't need this.
Stay right there. Stay right there for a second, because I was actually talking to my dad about this earlier today. Right? Our culture, our community, we have a tendency of accepting the scraps from the table and saying thank you and moving on and not challenging what we're rightfully owed. You understand what I'm saying? I'm like, there's too many of us that's doing that allows the system to be what the system is, if that makes sense. We're not getting our just due. We never have.
We never will.
You don't think so?
We never will.
If enough of us say enough with the scraps, I'm done with your. I need my. I did this. This is what you owe me.
You can say it all day.
I guarantee you, there's still a family member of the cotton gin that's still alive. I guarantee you, there's still a family member of the man that created the peanut butter that's still alive right now.
You talking about Carter?
Yes, I guarantee you, there's still a man alive that helped create the form of electricity of what we deal with today. The light bulb was created by a black man. Stop begging and get your own. Yeah.
I mean, maybe God figured you weren't ready for the 5 million yet. That was what happened before. Then stop begging and get your own. That's exactly right. I acknowledge what you're giving me. I'm like, thank you, because I'm going to turn that into what I deserve.
But when you do get your own, what do they do?
Well, it depends on the situation, because it depends on how you.
Okay, let's
they're gonna try.
Let's go to Tulsa. Let's go to Tulsa. Them niggas created a system, and they burned it down.
No, they didn't just create a system. They built a town.
Correct.
And they got burned down. System. But the whole thing is,
can we get back to that though?
Here's the thing.
So stop begging for your own, but can we get back to that like what we did with Tulsa?
Here's the thing with Tulsa. You had people that were in that society that were not getting their just due. They turned on the other ones because they were not getting their just due. That's what you have to realize. It's insiders that turn on you that allow things to happen. People turn their back.
And that's why the black community will never unite. But in the same breath that I say that, I'm going to say this. The only way that black people would unite.
This right here is the key. This is the key. What you just said. Don't let it happen again. Come on, man. Learn from the so-called Jews what they say. Never again. Exactly. Because what did they stop doing? Correct. You know what they stopped doing? They stopped doing what black people do. Because anytime any black person gets ahead, what's another black person say? Oh, you just think you Sadiddy now. You just up there with that.
That's the problem of why black people will not unite now.
They don't
like
support.
We won't boycott. We won't unanimously boycott a system that's unjust to us, especially when it comes to shopping. Or
no, I can't say that because what's happening with Target right now, they hurt.
They hurt, and I give you that. But as far as like black people boycotting Walmart or black people boycotting the Koreans from doing their hair and their nails, they ain't going, especially black women, they ain't going to do that shit. We know that.
Because they do a service better than
our own people.
So they think.
But I had to throw that in there. That part. Because I know some rightfully.
I've seen some stuff online. I'm like,
yeah.
Damn.
And the thing about it, it's crazy. So, and I talked to my pops earlier today, and I told him the exact same thing.
Bingo. This is truly, you're right. We'll boycott each other quick. Exactly. Because we don't want to give each other, we don't want another black person to get ahead.
This is the reason why I don't do business with black people, because they fuck you and they don't do. Now, the motherfucker that was selling goddamn seafood bags in the Sheen bag, you wrong for that.
Oh my God. The seafood boil in the Sheen. You know about that one?
Yeah, he did the seafood boil in the Sheen bag. Oh my God!
I understand.
I understand. Wrong for that.
I understand what's going on. You can't afford. You can't get the bag you need, so you're trying to build your business so you can get what you need. But at the whole time, here's a problem. How many times have we seen it over and over again? What here? Actually, no.
Let me go back to my point that I was trying to make real quick though. I really feel like the only way that our community unite is when the rednecks unite with us.
No, the only time our community unite is if we stop looking at the color and start looking at what it is. Because we are racist against our own kind, we're racist against everybody else. And then when somebody says something that we don't like, we call them what? Racist. But it's because of our mentality of being slaves.
That part.
That we are afraid
of our
success.
That's why I'm saying where the rednecks come in. Because here's the thing. A true redneck believes in anti-government.
A true redneck doesn't see color at all,
and they really don't.
They believe.
That's why it's anti-government. Let me finish. So at the end of the day, I know true rednecks. Some of my good friends happen to be rednecks. You know what I mean? And at the end of the day, we lived on the same block. And if something happened to me or my house or my family, guess who was the first motherfucker out?
Because you got to get through us to get to him.
That part. And vice versa.
And it's not because of the color of their skin. It's because, hey, we all struggle.
Exactly. And we stand for. And that's the thing that this government does not want to see. When you get the oppressed white men to join and not see racism with the oppressed black men, and they team up, the government does not want to see that. That's the biggest.
And I'm going to take you one more. It's not about just being oppressed. It's about just seeing what's going on and then having that aha moment. Wait, this is not right.
We can come together on.
We can unite on this.
Yeah.
That's why, like, like I'm going back to what I just said. We are racist against everybody, but we don't want to use that word because we say black people can't be racist. You're damn right you can't.
Yeah, I don't like nobody.
How many people come out and say, "Oh, I only support black business," but if somebody else of another race says, "I only support Indian business," I only support Mexican business, I only support white business.
You went there. Oh, let's go there. Oh, so this whole federal initiative of investigating 60 colleges and universities because they're peacefully protesting, and then you want to attempt to deport a green card resident who happens to be married to an American citizen going to college at Columbia University who happens to be Palestinian, and he's involved in a protest. Y'all want to name him a leader and then try to deport him and say, "Oh, if you protest on college,"
that's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, if you're protesting on colleges now that's against Israel and pro-Palestinian, you're anti-Semitic and you're a domestic terrorist. We are a land that's we're the melting pot. So how the fuck are you gonna alienate one country or a culture over another? Really? Really? I have a big problem with that. I really do. Because you have Israelis here, you have Palestinians here, you have Muslims here, you have African Americans here, you have Haitians here, Dominicans, Cubans. I can go on and on. Y'all white people ain't even from here. But y'all want to dictate and then say our Constitution isn't constitutional.
We got to catch up here with some of these. Quality of character. There was nothing wrong with an ethnicity having a center or community that represents them in their culture. Exactly. There's nothing wrong with cultural pride, but you don't force your culture on anyone else.
Perfect. And as a nation, we shouldn't be doing it.
Now, and what's funny, I'm gonna take that one step from culture. Wait, I'm gonna take one step from culture. Forcing your religion on anyone else. Because people want to talk about how the Crusades is all about Christians.
Oh, we just lost a whole bunch of viewers when I said that. You saw that, right?
Well, I think it has more to do with the
okay.
Connection.
I'm about to say
I don't think we lost
some people off, bro.
But I'm quite sure what people. Here's the thing:
I pissed people off by what I said.
It's not even about that. It's about when you get in your feelings about something. That means you might need to make a change.
But what I said was facts, right?
But exactly. Well, the whole thing is not just what you said was facts. It's the comments that are coming in. Is what we're talking about as a whole. Because people have to understand, how do we get through racism? This is the only country that consistently goes 3 steps forward and 5 steps back.
And the most racism in the world deals with the Moor community.
And then here's another thing I want to say.
Other cultures,
when it comes to Americans of color, I'm going to say that. I was going to say Black Americans. I had that in my mind, but I want to say Americans of color. Do you realize how quickly, when someone from South Africa that we would consider a Black person does not say they're Black, how affected they get, how get in their feelings they get?
I'm African. Don't call me Black.
Exactly. They say we're African. Y'all look at the color of the skin,
and
we look at what our nationality is.
And at the same token, I've had Africans come to America and say, "Well, goddamn, y'all, it's different than what I thought." And I'm like, "Well, what you mean? Oh, they depicted y'all as being broke down, dirty, and y'all own businesses. Y'all own your own home.
And you said this last week. Exactly.
You know what I mean? So
now, what's funny about that though?
The way that they depict us in other
countries. Let's start right there. Let's talk about this. So when we see Nigeria on TV, what does it look like? They live in huts.
Oh no,
they can't dress.
It's a city. It's the metropolitan city.
I'm talking about what is perceived to us. So the same thing that we're being perceived over there is no different than how we're being perceived with them. When we take trips to Nigeria and stuff like that, you start seeing their cities are more advanced than us.
Yep. They in Wakanda. Y'all see Wakanda on TV, go to Africa.
And then y'all talk about, and here's the thing, y'all want to talk about, oh, mainstream media, this, that, and the other. Oh, yeah. When it fits your narrative, y'all believe in mainstream media. When it doesn't fit your narrative, y'all don't want to believe mainstream media. How about this? Stop paying attention to mainstream media and do your own trips, your own research. Take your own trips to certain places to understand that these cultures perceive us because of how the media tells them to perceive us, and vice versa. We're talking about uniting here, but if it was a thing about uniting, going to other countries, putting it out there that, wait, Americans aren't stuck up, Americans aren't this, Americans aren't that. They're actually pretty cool. I'm going to use Germany, for instance. Now, why I pick Germany? Because still you have the racism there, but it's in sex. People know where to go and where not to go. And they will tell you, hey, you're black, don't go over here. Well, why? You've heard about the KKK? Yeah, well, don't go over there. Oh, okay, I got you. They're going to tell you ahead of time. Why? They don't care about where you're from. They care about the color of your skin. They're trying to protect you. And then if you don't listen, that's on you. You come up missing, that's on you. Now I'm just using that as one country, an example. You can go to these different countries. You can enjoy yourselves. You can do things. But at the same time, when you're trying to do things, speak unity, not division. Speak unity here, not division. As you go around, speak the unity. Try to unify. Stop trying to divide. The division is within your own. What I mean by that, black people, you divide more than anybody else. I've sat there and
not just black people.
I'm specifically talking about black people because that's what we are. We're the number one community. We don't show any unity among anything. Yeah, right. We're not the only ones, but guess what? When you look at it, we're the ones who do it the most. I'm going to talk about what's that movie that just came out with SZA and
I haven't seen it, so
I did. I watched it, and while I was watching it,
they call it the woman version of Friday.
It's here's my problem with it. In this day and age, you got to do better with these movies, man.
Oh yeah, I agree with you on that. Yeah.
You got to do better with these movies. You are still portraying us as living in the hood, doing hood shit all the time. Not every black person's like that. There's many of them that's gotten out of that.
The only one that portrays the supposed black American in a better portrayal is Tyler Perry, and I don't even like his portrayal of black people. So on that note, until next week, folks, make sure you tune in. Follow us on our YouTube page, PD&J Media Productions. Make sure you follow us each and every Wednesday. What's Good Today by PD&J. I'm your host, Jay.
I'm your host, Pocket. I'm gonna step this up. I know y'all got subject matter you want to talk about. Send them in. We'll take a look at them. We may not get to it next week, but I mean, we'll get to it.
If you give me a bullshit topic, I'm gonna
actually give me a bullshit topic. I'm gonna call you out on it. I'm gonna call you out on the topic. Might even send you a link to get on. So why'd you pick that topic? We're about seriousness. We're about fun.
Serious and fun. Yeah, you can't have both at the
same time. Yes, you can.
How?
We do it.
We're different.
Nobody.
Oh my God! Every fucking week you gotta do something like this, man. Like, come on, man.
What are you talking about?
No, we can't get that back.
You want to bet?
Yeah, I'm a betting man.
All right, you're a betting man.
Who gonna give us the deal?
Who gonna give to us? Key Square.
Are you a business owner or someone looking for more ways and avenues to advertise and promote? Look no further. Contact us today for an advertisement. Email PD&J Media Productions LLC at gmail.com for more info. Promotions are everything. What are you waiting for?